Hello, Mbula, Nwaya, and welcome. This is Maple coming to you live from the comfort of my home. Um, it is 9:25 p.m. here in Fairbanks, Alaska, and I welcome you here. I hope you've had a wonderful day. It is Thursday, Momentum Thursday, and I just want to, you know, come back and just inspire you and share with you, my story and talk about, our topic for today, and that is faith that moves forward. And it's just something that I wanted to share because I believe it it is a way of sharing faith in my journey and how I went from where I was to where I am today, and just being grateful um, that through faith, all these little steps, all these leaps of faith has got me to where I am today. And, you know, wherever you're tuning in from, just want to remind you that that you're not here by accident. You're here because God's timing is always perfect. And who knows, this is probably um, a reason for you to be watching or listening to my chat tonight as I talk about faith that moves forward, and something that I have encountered throughout my life, not just in my career. If you're watching me for the first time, I'm a registered nurse, still working full time, and I started a digital business, an attraction marketing business that a year ago and 5 months, going on 6 months. Um, and it has been an amazing journey, and I found my passion in doing this inspirational go lives to share with you, just having to do the things that you love and earn online and inspire more and more people do the same, from the comfort of your home, or it is something that you can take wherever you go. And so, as I said, we will be talking mainly based on faith that moves forward, because, I believe that faith has never meant to keep us comfortable. It was meant to move us towards purpose. And having to come out of your comfort zone, that is truly a leap of faith. Coming out of your comfort zone where you are more comfortable, everything is like routine, and you're just comfortable where you're at. But when you come out of that comfort zone, that is a leap of faith. And I have encountered that. I have gone through different stages in my life with that journey, and that is taking a leap of faith. And I, like, when I was thinking about what to share today, I just thought of my journey, and my life journey, and how it led me to where I am today. And I think um, it was all part of a faith journey. And as I said, like, when I look back at my journey from um, growing up and becoming working and having a family, and having to move out of my country. If you I'm originally from Fiji, now living in the US, in Fairbanks, Alaska. And that was a leap of faith, having to leave your home country, and all these little steps, all these little moves that my family did, my husband and I. It was all for a purpose. And initially, um, it was a job that took us out of, that brought us out of our home country. um, and it is the same reason that I'm here. But I always believed that faith had to play a part in this, because things do happen for a reason and for a purpose. And where God places us, that is where He wants to use us. And that is um, part of why I wanted to share my faith journey tonight. Um, and tie it into how I started this business. And so, you know, starting this digital business, I just didn't even fully understand at first. And I was just thinking back of, my journey um, in life, having uh, to be very independent early on in my life. Um, and Before that, growing up, I depended on a lot of people, um, who helped me, raised me. Um, when my mom, I lost her when I was 11, and being the youngest of five, it was not easy. But God was faithful, because He put a lot of people in my life as I grew up to help me, and when I got older, then I took those leaps of faith, having to uh, have the courage to do things, come out of my comfort zone, um, and become an independent individual. And then I, had a family and moved. It was a very, big move that we did when we left our home country um, to another place to live and work. And then I took this leap of faith when I got the job. And why I'm saying this is because when I accepted the job through the agency that brought me here, it was not something that I researched. It was not something that I wanted to do. It was it was a leap of faith. I believe that taking that step, the next step here, was another leap of faith. And, God has been so faithful that even when I came here, I didn't know what it was like. I had to research, about Alaska. And so many asked me that question, why Alaska? But I always said it was an answered prayer. Just as God had opened so many doors in the past, and so did He bring my family here for a reason. and and then, I thought it was all about work, that I was gonna, work hard and, earn as much as I can, and try to build my retirement fund, which was something that I was praying about. But then last year, I had this open opportunity, and because I was praying about, having to build my retirement fund, this business opportunity came up, and I knew that it was an answered prayer. So, just to cut that short, I'm sharing this because it has always been a faith journey for me, and the decisions I made were intentional and purposeful, because everything that took me out of my comfort zone has led me to grow, not just in my, um, um, not just in my confidence, and but also um, the ability to know that, I can do more than what I that I am capable of doing more than what I think I know. And so it was a totally different leap of faith, having to really learn something totally different that I was unfamiliar with, just like how I moved here and was not familiar of having to live in a place where the winters are longer and could be harsh. But God has been faithful. So that is why I like to share with you, like, how I have been led through that faith, believing that, it is always a reason. There's a reason and a season in our lives um, where God has placed us. And so I can say that faith doesn't always give you the full picture, but it gives you enough light to take that next step. And that was what I did. And your journey could be different from mine. Maybe your faith journey is different from mine, and your experiences. But this is something that I wanted to share because it has helped me. And recently, I have been inspired by so many people that I have met, even within the business, that had the same, experiences in different different experiences, but it was more of the same, like having to take a leap of faith outside of your comfort zone. And only realized that I have been doing this all along. And even to take this next step was totally, you know, by faith and believing that I am doing something that is working, that is helping me um, help more people do the same. And so, just seeing, I'm just inspired by seeing hardworking parents and nurses, retirees, even those who are wanting to retire early, like myself, take those bold steps of faith. And I tell you, it amazes me every time I hear their stories, um, and how they went from struggling to believing and taking those consistent steps, and just um, being consistent and doing, um, and and growing and doing so well for themselves. It just amazes me every time. And so, uh, even though there were struggles, didn't know the answers, but they had a willing heart. And that's where miracles began. That's where breakthrough starts to unfold, when you believe and you take action. Faith starts where comfort ends. I'll say this again: faith starts where comfort ends. And so growth doesn't happen in the easy seasons. And I can say that it happens when you trust God in the uncertain ones. And it truly is, I can attest to that, because um, I I just didn't know what I was doing. A lot of times, I thought, okay, maybe I'll try it out. But till this day, and a year and 6 months, going on 6 months later, I'm just enjoying this journey and learning so much more, connecting with, like-minded people, with very positive energy, um, just sharing their stories, and inspiring us to know that, this is something that has worked for so many people, and it is working. Even as I experience and as I speak tonight, I continue to be amazed at um, how this leap of faith has really taken me to different levels, in my faith, as well as in my growth journey, in the business, and even in the financially. And so you can be, you can be inspired all day. Here's the thing: you can be inspired all day, but until you take consistent action, your vision stays a dream. And that is so true. God's plan is always greater than your fears. So a lot of times, we don't want to come out of that comfort zone because of the fear of the unknown, the fear of failure, the fear of what people will say. um, but every delay or every detour or a slow day, it's just divine preparation for what's coming. And I can say that faith that moves forward builds legacy. And I truly believe in that, because as you take another step of faith forward, it only leads you um, to building a legacy. And so, whether it's for your children, grandchildren, or future generations, every step of faith that you take today lays a foundation for them tomorrow. And so, tonight, before I end, my Go Live, I want to encourage you: don't wait for perfect timing. It may never happen, but start with faith, even if it's small. Start where you are, start with what you have. And if you've been praying for a way to create more time, more income, um, or more, more purpose, that prayer might just be answered through through this business. And I like to say that because so many answered prayers, so many have answered prayers through this business, um, in so many ways and in different levels. And I do have my website here. If you can see it, if you've been following me, you probably know that. Um, it is www.maylive8.com. And when you click on the link, or when you type it out, it'll lead you to my page that talks about, my values and how I see this business through my faith. Um, and then you can register to watch the webinar, and you can watch it as many as you want, many times as you want, and then it'll take you to the next step. So um, until then, you can always sign up on my website, or you can message me, and I'm willing to share with you more on this on this journey. And so take that first step today. When you think about it, it is something that, if you are looking for that change, if you're looking for a life that has that gives you the time to be with family and build something that you've been wanting to, whatever it is, whether it is for mission, whether it is for family, whether it is for you know whatever it is that you've been wanting to build, or do for yourself, maybe check this out. And so here's an affirmation that I want to share with you. Let's declare this together. I am inspired, focused, and aligned with divine purpose. So let faith, move you forward, not fear, not doubt, but faith. Let it move you forward, because fear will only hold you back. Doubt will only keep you on the fence. But take that action with faith. And so remember, the same God who started this good work in you will be faithful to complete it. And so let that be an encouragement for you, that whatever He starts with you, He will complete it. And so thank you for joining joining me tonight. Just keep believing, just keep walking forward, one faith step at a time. And I hope that this has encouraged you. I hope that this Go Live has given you some inspiration to know that every step that you take forward is a leap of faith. And taking you out of your comfort zone is this the is something that has helped me grow, and I hope it'll do the same for you. So may you have a blessed and wonderful rest of your evening. I'll be back tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow is Friday. It is Go Live with my Rutuman business partners, and I'm excited to be with them as well. Um, and so, yes, until then, you have a blessed rest of your evening. Vinaka, Foyexia, and God bless.